Streaming.
Good morning to all. Hope you all are safe and healthy. Today, I, Pooja Jain, on behalf of IIMM and Nirwan University, welcome all the dignitaries and participants to the online national webinar. We are going to have an engrossed learning session with our keynote speaker on topic Injected Cybergogy into the Gen Z class. We are grateful for the gracious presence of international speaker, leader, and an educational expert, Dr. Muthmainnah, lecturer from Al-Asyariah, Mandar University, Indonesia. She is eminent personality having in-depth knowledge of professional and personal front, commands high respect in affection with all levels. Before we commence with today's program, I would like to present a brief description of IIMM and Nirwan University, Jaipur. The university has set many benchmarks in higher education. It provides an environment of academic freedom and a platform of creativity for bright minds to meet and learn. Our university is the best university in Jaipur. It offers a unique educational experience in the field of technology, engineering, management, law, media, innovation, and entrepreneurship, and many more. Across its sprawling green campus in the heart of one of the most beautiful Indian city, Jaipur. The university is well known for its excellence in overall developed based education of students to facilitate skill building, entrepreneurship development, and creation of leading professionals with the focus of employability. Our university keep on taking such initiatives for the continuous foster of both students and faculties. Now here, I would like to take this opportunity to present a brief profile of our global speaker, keynote speaker, plenary speaker, Dr. Muthmainnah. She is PhD in English from Nazaria Maksar University, post-graduation from also Nazairi Maksar University. She is director, deputy director, vice chairman in many national and international forums. She is country ambassador of Charles Walter Society and Innovation and Research India, international board professor and expert of Scientific Innovation Research Group, Egypt. International Ambassador of Peace, World Literary Forum of Peace and Humanities, Bangladesh. She is global trainer and committee member in many educational institutions at Africa, India, Nigeria, UK, Philippines, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Korea, Nepal, Thailand. She has received 53 national and international awards for delivering resourceful contribution globally. In her credit, 1 patent, 6 book, 23 research paper in international journal, a keynote speaker for 112 national and international conferences and 15 workshops. Before going ahead, we are very much delighted and feel highly encouraged by his presence in this captioned webinar. I want to call our Pro-President, Dr. Ravi Goyal sir at Nirwan University and Chairman at International Institute of Material Management, Jaipur. Dr. Ravi Goyal is alumnus of NIT Jaipur and actively working as a multifaceted dynamic leader since last 2 decades. He is President, Institute Innovation Council and Honorary Education Chair, SOCHM Regional Council for Green and Eco-Friendly Movement. Rajasthan and Chairman of Award Committee for Engineers Excellence Award by Institution of Engineers. Rajasthan State Center received award from Honorable Governor of Rajasthan. He holds world record on largest human depiction on gender equality. He also actively working for skill development, women empowerment, gender discriminations, and girls' education. He has visited more than 10 countries, and in his credit, there are 15 books, 7 patents, more than 110 national and international research publications also in his credit. He has received more than 31 awards. Sir, please enlighten us with your few words.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja. So good morning, everyone.
First of all, on behalf of Indian Institute of Material Management, Jaipur and Nirwan University, Jaipur, India, I welcome you all in this webinar on very relevant topic. I would like to welcome today's guest and international speaker from Indonesia. Ma'am, welcome. Namaste. I would like to welcome my colleagues of Nirwan University, Jaipur, fellow colleagues from IIM Jaipur, Dr. Pooja Jain Kasliwal, moderator of this program, Engineer A.K. Goyal, Vice Chairman, IIM, and friends connected via social media across the globe. As Dr. Pooja mentioned, that IIM is having around 10,000 members with wide network of 52 branches and 19 chapters of professionals engaged in material management, supply chain management, responsible for planning and sourcing. And here at Nirwan University, Jaipur, India, this university was incorporated by Act number 2 of 2017 of Government of Rajasthan. And this university is promoted by Nirwan Charitable Trust. At Nirwan University, Jaipur, we are having various certificate, diploma, UG program, PG program, and PhD program in various disciplines. And this university is located at Pink City, Jaipur. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Namaste. Good afternoon from Indonesia. Before I start my presentation, I want to say welcome to everybody, to everyone. I want to say thank you very much to Dr. Rapi Kagoyal for the wonderful invitation. And then Nirwan University, Dr. Pooja as moderator have mentioned or introducing my profile. Well, before I start, I want to say today we are inter-collaboration, and for the next, I want to Nirwan University and also Indian Institute of Material Management will be joining to our next event, MOU signing. Signing MOU. Actually, right now we have more than 34 institutions in Indonesia will be collaboration with you. So for the next, Dr. Pooja, I hope you can manage and then joining with us with this our collaboration, global collaboration. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, a little bit my profile. My name is Dr. Muthmainnah. You can call me Nina. This is for simple nickname. Yeah, this is a little bit my research ID. I hope you can visit and cite some of my research over there. Before we are talking about the cybergogy, why this is cybergogy very important and why we must implementation in our educational sector right now, let's have a look at the condition today. This is based on my opinion, my observation, and then my observation, my opinion, and after we are in the pandemic COVID-19 and maybe for the next future of our education, this is the accelerating digital transformation on educational sector. I divided into 5 the highlight issue that actually right now this is happening. The first one about injected artificial intelligence in education. I think we are totally agree about this one of the software that really benefit for us. And education transformation, yeah, our education, we are going to transformation. We are practice namely remote teaching, and then we are familiar with this virtual classroom, distance education, and then we must be adapt with the new habit. This is the new habit, ICT or information communication technology culture. Based on this condition, we must redesign our curriculum. And then injected technology infused hybrid or blended environment. So infused smart digital classroom management, this is how we are manage our classroom, our education, our teaching and learning process, and then how to manage our university, for example, or our school. Let's have a look the smart digital classroom management. This is covered into the 3 here, namely quantum learning, quantum teaching, and then quantum technology. Yeah, the quantum learning, this is the way we are learning right now, we must change. And the way we are teaching right now, we must change. Because we are going to be digital. We are in the digital era, and quantum technology. Yeah, absolutely, this is the technology right now we are used in our classroom. Even we are in the offline or virtual classroom. And mobilize e-learning, this is a very important because today even we are familiar with the technology, but sometimes we use the technology or our smartphone or some of the application just for having fun. Yeah, like doing games, for example, or just watching online. And mobile learning is being digital support. Yeah, of course, we need good internet connection. But what happened with the some of the area, like in Indonesia, we are a developing country, and then most of the area in Indonesia, we are in the blank spot area. I mean that here, some of the educator, the student, they don't have internet connection, don't have smartphone, don't have laptop. So what happened to our education? Should we stop with this condition? In another side, we have the challenge, the technology. Right now, everything internet by internet. So accelerate learning, facilitate student and parent. I think this is about the technology, how we are use the technology. This is not about for student, for the teacher, but this is covered with the namely here parents and our society, staff. Our staff also, they must be access their own digital technology to support, to manage the administration. And then the cybergogy, this is one of the theory. If you are combining between pedagogy and the technology into your education, this is the theory from Wang and Kang. I use this the theory for the next, and I want to share to you how implementation the cybergogy into our education. In the cybergogy, this is not only about you are use the technology itself, but also how we are as educator, we are facilitate our student with this one, the metacognitive skill. Metacognitive skill, this is about knowing how to learn, or for the student, for educator, you have autonomy in learning. So freedom to learn, this is based on Indonesia Ministry Education and Culture in Indonesia right now, because this condition, the phenomenon that happening today, during the COVID-19 and also for the next future of education, we have the new curriculum, namely a freedom to learn. We can learn anytime and anywhere. The next digital vaccine, we are in the society 5.0. We are in industry revolution 4.0. That's why we are as educator, we must support our students the ways they are thinking to be more creative and innovative. And the ways they are working to be are going to a collaboration and building up the teamwork. Let's have a look at the impact of COVID-19. This is based on the data. Actually, most of the condition right now, the impact, I think this is the benefit from COVID-19. Yeah, this is the example. This is required. This is the higher answer. I'm just mentioning for you, all of you, about the highlight answer about the impact of COVID-19 on learning autonomy. The first one require change in industrial system, or we need to be right now how we are building up our infrastructure. Like I mentioned before, that not all of the area, like in Indonesia, have this a good connection, good internet connection. So should utilize ICT, of course, because we are practice physical distancing and the social distancing. That's why our communication, our we are lost our physical connection, and then we are moving into the virtual. We are building up our community into the virtual community. Like today's, we are meeting in this wonderful international webinar like today. We are meeting in this by using this platform, namely Zoom. And also we are building our community in WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, or with Telegram, so many tools. This is, we are building up our community, virtual community, and more appreciate for information, communication, and the technology, also independent searching for information from the internet. So let's have a look, greater need for ICT skill. Yeah, that's why our challenge today, how we are training our educator and training our student how to use this technology in the right way to support learning. Yeah, for educator, we must training our teacher how they use and how to teach by using this technology. Even we are in the internet era, but some of our educators, they are still doing a learning and teaching process into the conventional strategy, conventional method. Mean that here a teacher-centered learning approach. But right now we must change the way we are teaching, because we are in the digital era. Mostly our students, they are the Gen Z. They are the Gen Z. So the last, we are losing the warmth of being together in the physically, but we are totally very active in the virtual. So let's have a look before we are going to discuss about the cybergogy and how we are implementation the cybergogy, how we are designing our material based on the cybergogy. Let's have a look. The UNICEF, UNESCO, and World Bank have joining. This is their 3 mission to recovery education. Yeah, the first one about children and youth are back in school. Yeah, we must consideration about the health, psychological, social being, and other needs. Like in Indonesia right now, we just doing namely a virtual, a hybrid learning environment. 2 days, one day they are going to school, and then another day they are at home. We are doing in this in Indonesia. Only 3 days in a week in school, and then 3 days at home. This is implementation hybrid. So let's have a look the next about recite effective remedial learning to recover learning loss. Yeah, so many here that about we need to be giving the remedial learning for the student. So the last about the teacher, we must incorporate digital technology into their learning, because most of educators, they think the technology, we just only use this technology when we are doing physical distancing and the social distancing. I think this is not like this, because even we are in the physical classroom right now, we are come back to school, we can implementation. This is a blending, how we are blended technology in our physical classroom. Yeah, that's why we are incorporate also digital technology in our physical classroom. That's why, based on the this background, I choose this topic to share with you about injected cybergogy into the Gen Z class. Why the Gen Z class? Because our students, they are the Gen Z. Let's have a look about our menu today. We will be discuss about digital transformation in education, and then emerging generation C trend for the next education, and designing and creating cloud teaching material. How we are designing our material based on the student condition, based on the Gen Z. Let's have a look. The digital transformation. In the digital transformation right now, I have mentioned about how we manage our digital classroom, or we are implementation, namely smart digital classroom management. We manage our classroom, and then we use this triple quantum. We are apply the triple quantum. Quantum learning, this is bringing joy to learn. Teaching and learning must be in a fun and enjoyable condition, because the more our student they are enjoy, they are happy in our classroom, they will be more engaged. So the next, the quantum teaching, how you are teaching with the way you are teaching and learning. This is increasing about our you are implementation, namely a student-centered learning approach. We must change the way we are teaching right now. Mostly how we are as educator, as a teacher, we are designing the activities in the classroom, how to make our student more active in the classroom. Not the teacher active, but the student, they are mostly 80% active in the classroom. So why quantum learning and quantum teaching? This is a very important, because we know learning, this is a complex process. This is complex process. In teaching, not only about we are transfer knowledge, but also we have responsibility how we are right now developing the student character, the student morality, the student behavior, the student attitude. I think this is very important, the soft skill. That's why we must bringing the classroom into this attitude. So let's have a look the condition, our education. We are in the evolution 4.0. This is the way right now we must manage our classroom. Come back again with the student-centered learning approach, because this is the evolution of education. We are in this condition, learner as connector, creators, and constructivists, not the teacher, but they are our student. Right now, we have a responsibility how we are facilitate them into this condition. We must training them as the connector, as the creator, as constructivists to support the 21st century skill. They must be having this skill communication, collaboration, critical thinking or problem solving, and creative innovative. This is to support the higher order thinking skill based on the Blam Taxonomy theory. Let's have a look the evolution of learning today. Yeah, maybe if you are in this era, in this traditional era, knowledge as adoption, and then in the last 2 decades, knowledge is production, but today knowledge as a navigation. So that's why we are mentoring and coaching in the classroom, how we manage our classroom, mostly totally the student active in the classroom. And then let's have a look about the technology in education. This is some of the benefit of technology. I think most of us, when we are always implementation the technology, we are use some of the platform or the tools. I think this is a very help us as educator. Yeah, we use the technology to make our learning and teaching process to be more practice, effective, and efficient. And then by using this technology, it will be help us to achieve our learning outcome. So let's have a look about the technology in education. This is some of the benefit. We can find and evaluate authentic web-based content. Yeah, sometimes we can use YouTube content based. Our material, we can use a YouTube, for example, or a film, for example. So we can use social media professional development and basic ICT skill, social media like Instagram. You can ask your student to upload their resume, their discussion into the Instagram, for example. Using software to support critical thinking, and then this is also help of the student, or we are as educator to effectively in communication, information, and then many more. So the concept independent learning induction, this is the transformational education. Yeah, we must facilitate our student with the social skill, thinking skill, self-management skill, and information skill. Yeah, information skill, this is about how they have use this technology and then use the right information, not about, they cannot be counter about the hoax information. Also, after the learner, the ways of thinking for student, for a teacher, you must be into this creative and innovation. We have critical thinking, and then we must have this self-direct in learning and self-determined in learning. I think because right now we can use the technology to support our learning, and then self-direct in learning and self-determined in learning. This is very, very important. So digital learning, we can use this some of some of the platform or social media, because right now the social media we can be used like tools for our teaching and learning process, not only about communication, like Facebook. Yeah, we can building up our community into the Facebook. So let's have a look at the transformation of our education. We are right now, we are in the emerging new normal, because yeah, we do really hope we can be in the new normal condition after COVID-19. So this is, I mentioned before that this is our challenge. So many internet connection still need support in the blank spot area or rural area. So the cybergogy, this is the cybergogy for engaged learning, increasing the level of presence. This is the theory from Wang and Kang. The cybergogy, this is support with three factors here, namely cognitive load. This is related to the theory of behaviorism. What should we do here? In this factor, actually support about sharing information and resource, constructs new knowledge, prior knowledge, learning activities, and learning style. Yeah, this is support how we are manage our activities in the classroom related to the student learning style. Yeah, we must analyze before we are designing our syllabus or our lesson plan, before we are entering the new semester. We must identify what is actually the student learning style. This is based on the cybergogy concept. And in social constructivism, yeah, we are building up our community and communication. We do really hope the student, they have the collaborative, they are doing collaborative. They cannot be practice the collaboration in the classroom. So the last about emotion, yeah. We must consideration this condition about the student feeling, the student comfortable, they are happy, they are enjoy in your class. And then this is the path to the independent learning environment, the cybergogy. In this cybergogy concept about learner thinking, behavior, emotion, this is deeply connected to the culture of computer technology and internet. Yeah, the student thinking, and then creating learner center, and then we are descriptive level for strategies for creating and inject the learning online. I think this is the challenge for us, because when we are in the virtual classroom or online classroom, it is different to inject the student in the physical classroom. That's why how we are managed, and then we are creating our activities to engage them into in learning, online learning environment. So mobile gogy, this is the definition of mobile as device, and mobile as a process. How we are mobile, the technology, everything by integration the technology in our physical or in our blended online learning environment. Yeah, this is actually because today we are going to be digital. So digital pedagogy, yeah, from cybergogy, mobile gogy, and digital pedagogy, we are used the modern technology, the modern tools, or modern media, both of in hybrid or blended learning environment. So let's have a look some of the blended cooperative. This is the example of model of teaching. If you wanted to engage your student more active in your classroom, namely here blended cooperative, blending cooperative. Some of these example of model of learning like active learning and cooperative learning model. You can use one of them to manage your student-centered learning approach. Yeah, because this is this cooperative learning actually have the positive, independent, and this is promote the student interaction, collaboration, creative thinking, and then critical thinking and creative and innovation in the classroom, or support 21st century skill. Actually, project-based learning, I am always use this in my classroom, and I will share to you how we are implementation the project-based learning into our learning and teaching process. And then we are blended with the cybergogy concept. Yeah, actually we have choose the material before we are implementation this model of teaching, and then we must identify what is the student learning outcome, what is the student want, what is the student need. And then we can manage, organize the student learning outcome. Yeah, this is the digital technology. I think this is a very important when we are blending a cooperative into our learning and teaching process, and then we are practice the cybergogy. This is the example, the level 1, level 2, level 3, until the level 4. The level 1, this is a lower order thinking skill based on the Blam Taxonomy concept. Yeah, I mean that here, the main point here, when you are practice, for example, in your class, you ask your student to recognize, yeah, to matching, to memorize, to doing drawing, to do identify. This is your action in the classroom. Actually, you are still in the lower order thinking skill. Just only you ask them to remember and to understanding. You can choose one of the example of this technology. Yeah, maybe you can use a Quizlet, or you can use a YouTube. Yeah. So for support the student 21st century skill, related to the Blam Taxonomy, the higher order thinking skill, more creative and doing innovative, you must ask them into these activities. You ask them to design, you ask them to doing the connection, apply concept, doing critic, analyze, create. This is the example. If you wanna to ask them to facilitate them or to train them into this higher order thinking skill. So this is the action. If you are still doing these activities into this skill concept, I think this is still lower order thinking skill. Right now, we must do this into these activities. You can ask them to use concept to solve problem solve area. Yeah, so many here that you can use the platform or the media, like here related to the Blam Taxonomy. This is divided into some of activities, some of a media or a tool. Remembering, understanding, applying, this is still lower order thinking skill. If you do this, you can choose one of these tools, but our outcome, our purpose, actually how we are into this condition. They cannot have a project, they have creativity and doing innovation based on your material. Let's have a look about, again, education transformation framework based on the Microsoft concept, related to the 21st century pedagogy or cybergogy, and just underline about the modern curriculum and assessment. Yeah, we must redesign our curriculum into the modern curriculum, because today, yeah, we are going to be a digital, and also we must support our student into the digital learner or into the digital student. This is the concept about digital learner based on the Scotland. If you wanted to analyze your student, they are actually going to be a digital learner. They have this skill. They understand, or also they can demonstrate the benefit of digital technology. Not use the technology or application just doing games or doing selfie or something like that. They have a concept or content to manage the technology. They have skill to create an innovation and then use the technology in safely and responsibly. And they have the skill, ability, and agility to select and use appropriate digital technology, not only for their learning, but for their life and for their work, for their future career. And then about the educator, the student, educator or the teacher. This is for the teacher. What should the teacher must do, able to do, and the teacher competent to be developed? Because not only the student, they are must going to be digital, but also we are as educator, as a teacher, we must going to be a digital. Let's have a look. This is the concept about the teacher able to support student deep learning, represent ideas in powerful ways, organize productive learning process, evaluate themselves, the impact of their teaching. Doing reflection. After you are teaching in the middle of semester, you can reflection the way you are teaching. You can ask your student, you like my teaching model, you like our activities so far, or something like that. You can ask them by using a questionnaire or by using the interview. And then the competence from the teacher must develop knowledge about the student. That's why this is the very basic concept if you want to designing and creating your teaching material related to the student-centered learning approach, we must know about our student, what is they want, what is they need. Maybe in my classroom, in my university, different with in Nirwan University, the student learning style, for example, student characteristic, for example. So this is about the freedom to learn. We can designing our curriculum related to the student condition. So learning condition design. That's why this is support. If you after you are analyze your student learning style, also you must designing the learning condition. So yeah, absolutely about subject we must have knowledge about our subject and assessment competence. This is to support the 21st century teaching. Yeah, right now we are classroom collective learning. We are online videos like today's. This is actually we are support the 21st century teaching. Let's have a look about the integration, integrating 21st century skill into the teaching and learning process. You can analyze your student, you can analyze your class. Actually, if you are integrating the 21st century skill into your virtual classroom or physical classroom, I divided into three. You can identify in academic, absolutely, your student must have good communication. They know how to having a good communication. They can demonstrate the ability to solve problem using higher order thinking skill, and of course about utilize technology. And then in the social collaboration, doing collaboration and demonstrate adaptability. And the last in the civic, they are very happy to participate as a member of local, global, and digital society. Like today's, yeah, we are in the global meeting, we are in the global digital society, we are meet together here. Yeah, this is actually we are in this forum. We are integrating 21st century skill actually in our life or in our society, because mostly our students, they are participate in this conference in Facebook, for example. Yeah, they are participate. Let's have a look at the 5 case 21st century skill and behavior that the teacher need to think. That's why we must we must change the way we are teaching. Learning is no longer a solo activities anymore. The teacher is the only person in teaching. Learning is no longer passive anymore. This is the main point. We must designing our classroom with the interesting activities. Books are just the start, and the teaching is then beyond the classroom. Let's have a look. The quality education include again and again. This is related to the triple quantum theory. Let's have a look about this one. Learners who are healthy, the more they are fun, the more they are enjoyable, they will be more engaged. They will be more get a healthy learning environment. So yeah, support about learning by their family and community, yeah, school community, university community. And also so many here that about ethical competence. I think about this one, we underline about literacy skill, because right now, this is the very important. In Indonesia, the people in Indonesia very low about this one, literacy skill. That's why right now we must totally how we must support the student and then the educator to increase our literacy skill. Very, very low. the intersection between pedagogy and the technology, this is about the system change. Not only this is about the technology, but also about the system change. Yeah, because right now, the system, we are digital technology, we are digital era, but the technology, this is not the only one main point when we are manage our teaching and learning process. But the first point, this is about the pedagogy, how we are designing our activities, how we are designing our classroom, our into the having fun and enjoyable activities to engage more our student. After we are designing our activities, we can choose the technology. That's why this is the system change right now. We must integration the technology into our learning and teaching process to support the higher order thinking skill based on the Blam Taxonomy. So the next emerging generation C, trend for the next education. This is our millennial. They are totally, their habit, they are browsing social media platform, mostly watching videos. This is their characteristic. Based on this condition, why we must change the way we are teaching. Yeah, even we know that the technology right now very mobility into our daily life. So that's why the way we are teaching, we must change. Let's have a look about this quote from China's. This is I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. So why should we do how we are designing our activities into this? The student can do, they are doing, or they are more active in the classroom, they will be more understand. If you are just only talking, they will be forget it. So your student not like you, accept it and teach differently. This is the basic concept. That's why we must designing our teaching and learning process based on the Gen Z, the generation C. The Gen Z, they are familiar with the technology. They are born digital. Our duty right now, how we are training them and facilitate them about use the technology to support their learning, to support their collaboration, their critical thinking, their creative and their innovation. Yeah, and then not only about that, because the domination of the Gen Z, daily life of the Gen Z, they are doing social media dominate of their daily life. So this is we have responsibility how we are mobile their learning, have autonomy in learning, self-direct and self-determined in the learning process. So let's have a look about designing and creating cloth material. This is very important, but before we are discuss about why this is very important to designing and creating our material based on the Gen Z, because the Gen Z, the student, this is our consumer. So that's why we must doing collaboration with the student. Yeah, this is the concept why we must collaborate with the student before we are entering our classroom in the one semester. You can doing meeting with your student and doing discuss with your student and ask your student what is actually they want about your subject. For example, you are teaching about mathematics, you can ask them what you want to know about our subject in this semester. What do you want? What do you need? Yeah, that's why this is learner, our student, they are our partner. Yeah, yeah. This is we are implementation in our classroom. In our curriculum, and we must identify what is actually the learning strategy, the material, the media that will be used in our classroom in one semester. Yeah, for example, in my classroom, I ask my student about the tools. Most of them, they are familiar. We are using WhatsApp because WhatsApp, this is very easy and enjoyable. But another student, they asking about by using Google Classroom or by using Messenger or by using Padlet. So many. This is related again about your student condition. And then you must training your student about some of the tools, some of the technology to support the higher order thinking skill. This is based on the R&D research. This is research and development methodology. R&D in education, this is based on the Bohr and Gall theory. This is educational research and development. This is a process used to develop and validate educational product. What is our educational product? Maybe you can create the new tools, the new technology, the new curriculum, the new teaching method, the new educational media textbook or module, or the new activities. We are doing something new. And the product, for example, your book, you can designing your book. Your activities, you can designing the new teaching model. And research and development methodology, this is consist with developing the product based on the finding. Maybe in Indonesia, different with India, different with UK, different with United States, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Egypt, or many more. So that's why this is related your finding. For example, in my classroom, I developing my product based on the student need, the student want. I use literary work. I use novel, I use film, I use poem, I use a short story, and then I use drama, because the student want this material based on this literary work. But maybe in another university, even we are in the same country in Indonesia, maybe will be different. This is related, what is your finding? So this is research and development flowchart. Let's have a look. There are 10 actually flowchart step if you want to implementation the R&D. Maybe this is something new for you about research and development, because let's have a look. The page here, very long page. There are 10 pages if you want to implementation or doing this research and development. If you want to designing your material, your teaching model, for example. The first one about research and information collection. You can use here a questionnaire, or you can interview your student. What is they want? What is they need? What is the material they are very interesting. They are very like the material. And then planning, you can manage this in this planning about your syllabus. You can designing your syllabus based on your finding after you analyze and identify your student characteristic, your student learning style. Develop preliminary form of product or prototype. And then we are doing the next year preliminary field testing, the testing in the small group, small class. And then we are revision our product. The revision of the product, this is related again based on the student. What is the student opinion about your prototype? Maybe they wanna meme. We wanna this in this space. We wanna you can add some of picture, for example, or we wanna the dialogue about the topic about the material, the topic of the material about technology, for example. So that's why we must doing the revision. After that, we doing the revision, we testing again into the small group, the same group. After that, revision again, and we implementation into the big class. So final product revision, we can dissemination and implementation. Maybe you can dissemination into another university or another country. This is for example. Like today's, I will be dissemination into another country about the way how I developing and designing or creating my material based on the student characteristic, the student want. So one of the instructional design related to if you want to designing and creating your teaching material, namely Assure. Assure model, this is developed by Henich and Molinda. What is Assure? Assure, this is the acronym. And in this Assure, the activities, this is incorporate with Jain 9-event instructional design. Assure, the acronym from the A, this is the analyze learner. This is related to the R&D about the first step. You must analyze your student. Who is your ident? You must identify what is they are general characteristic and the learning style. Yeah, because we have this concept, we have this theory. Maybe after this meeting, you can try to analyze your student characteristic. What is their learning style? Maybe most of them, they are visually, they are auditory, or they are kinesthetic. This is depend on your finding. And the next, a state objective. Yeah, this is related to the learning outcome. What is actually the skill that you wanted to increase based on your student a lot, the student, your condition. Maybe, for example, in my classroom, because I'm teaching English, most of the students, they are very low in speaking. That's why we must increase their speaking skill. So we must select the method and media material after we identify the student characteristic, the student learning outcome. We must select the method and the media or material that support to increase their competence or their skill. Yeah, come back again with the Blam Taxonomy and the digital pedagogy. You can combine or you can blending into your classroom. You must choose the right technology and the right activities. Utilize media material. Yeah, we can prepare the environment. We can use this, utilize our material into the classroom. Require learner participation. Yeah, we can engage them in the classroom by doing some of discussion, small group activities, and formative assessment. And the last, in the end of the semester, you can evaluate and revise. Yeah, you can doing your reflection. So this is the example of my student answer after I give them a questionnaire. This is, for example, the highlight answer of the student. Yeah, to improve their English, yeah, they use the social media. Mean that here they are very familiar with the social media, and then they are very interesting when our learning material by using a video or film, by using song, by using story, novel, and many more. That's why I have designing my material based on this condition. So maybe different with your university, your student condition. So let's have a look the data. Related the data, my data here, I connected to the war data, the global data. This is the people in the war. Mostly they are very familiar and use this Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Messenger in daily life. The highlight answer by using Facebook. What about in Indonesia? In Indonesia, most of the people in Indonesia very favorite with this YouTube. They are use YouTube in every day. So that's why if you are visit Indonesia, maybe most of the people in Indonesia, they are not watching television anymore because they are focused on YouTube here, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. So I believe my student also in this characteristic, they are very like watching online videos or YouTube. So based on this condition, we can designing our material by using a film and then YouTube as our content material. Indonesia people, chat application, entertaining and video, this is a very highlight in Indonesia, watching online videos. So this is the characteristic of the people in Indonesia. That's why if you want to design in your classroom, if you want to design in your material, use YouTube content best. So this is the example of the syllabus. If you want to designing your material, this is connected from project-based learning, project-based learning model. This is from Jain or John Dewey. And then the activities in the classroom, we use here, for example, Gagne 9 event interactional design. And then all of this will be connected into the Blam Taxonomy. We must help our students. We must facilitate them to have this higher order thinking skill. How to connect it into the lesson plan? This is the concept, the example of the lesson plan that actually I use in my classroom. Yeah, this is a project-based learning. This is the activities. This is the Blam Taxonomy, and you can choose one of the digital tools here. So for example, in the project-based learning, this is the first step. You can driving the question you need to know and about what is the student choice and voice. What is actually their opinion? You can ask them. You are doing the discussion in this first meeting in the first step of the project-based learning. So in Gagne, this is pre-instructional phase. What should you do here related to the driving question? You are introduce new topic to them. You can ask them what is their choice, what is their voice about your new concept, new topic. And then after that, you informing to your student about the learning outcome. Today, we wanna have the outcome. You must have this skill, blah, blah, blah. For example, you must have a project. You must have a new concept, a new opinion based on the topic. And then you can reconnection purpose and new information. In this category, we are still in the lower order thinking skill because we just ask them to remembering and understanding about the topic, remembering the purpose knowledge and the purpose information and connecting to the new information. So the digital tools, for example, you can ask them to Googling or searching. Yeah. So the next, in the discover, you can ask your student to discuss presentation, doing some of presentation or perform or demonstrate in the classroom of the bed, doing the bed. This is in the Ghanaian and even interactional design. You help your student, help them to discuss, help them to analyze the concept, the topic, and practice or doing the simulation. So in this category, we are implementation, applying, and analyzing based on the Blam Taxonomy. Yeah, you can use a digital tool like Padlet, for example. In this Padlet, they can be discussed about your topic, your content, and the share conclusion or feedback in the last year, the last activities. You can providing feedback for your student. What is actually the project that they must doing to practice to demonstrate their higher order thinking skill. For example, you can ask them, to creating a new video, or they are recording by using video or TikTok about the new concept. What is actually their new concept based on your material, your subject. So this is the example of the student when they are our activities in the classroom by using Padlet. This is the student discussion about the material and teaching in mathematics. And this is the student project. They are speaking, they record, and then they are uploaded their project into this platform, namely Padlet. And this is the example of student Padlet. Yeah. After another by not only about by using Padlet, if you can designing and creating your teaching material, your cloth material into the lecturer inspire acting. This is the Peter of the content of this lecturer inspire. Actually, it will be help you to manage your material. Articulate mobile design storyline. I think this is not free. You must buy this this application if you wanted to manage your cloth material. Only by using all of that, you can use also this course-based edu. This is a virtual reality platform. Yeah, you can also manage your material based on this virtual reality. Artificial intelligence, yeah, I have implementation this artificial intelligence with my student, and then I break down all of the activities into this interactional. Let's have a look. If you wanted to apply in your classroom, this is the example. The 9 event interactional design, I break down into 5 phases, and then it will be help your student from lower order thinking skill here until the higher order thinking skill. For example, warm up by using video, by using YouTube as the content base. Why use video? Why use film? Why by using YouTube? Because the people in Indonesia, they are characteristic, they are very like use this YouTube or watching online. Based on this condition, I designing the material by using YouTube content base. So in the warm up, what should we do here? This is the best. What should we do in the warm up? In the warm up, we can ask your student to remember the concept of robot, the concept of technology, and the concept of what is a computer. Because the film, the content of the film, this is about technology. And then presenting, I mean that here, whatever your material, your subject, maybe you're teaching about mathematics, you can apply the content based from YouTube. So the next presenting, you can ask your student to use some of the tools like MindMeister to create then brainstorming. This is to apply. They will be analyze the concept, what is robot, what is definition robot, what is actually the benefit of robot, what is differentiate between robot computer, what is actually the technology that really help the human right now. Or maybe for the next, robot will replace us, the human. They will be discussed about this concept. And in the practice, you can ask your student construct the new content based on the film or based on the content they have watched it, they survey, they will be compared, they analyze. And in the production, you can ask them to write a summary, to write resume, to write their opinion, to write their critical about the content. So it will be they will be have a new innovation, and then they will be practicing, namely critical thinking and problem solving. So the last, you can the student will answer the question based on the material given. This is evaluating. Not only by using a film, sometimes we use a picture, because most of the students asking about by using picture. So this is when I implementation in my classroom by using artificial intelligence. Yeah, this is my classroom condition. Yeah, I told you before that Indonesia, we are come back to university. Sometimes we are online, sometimes we are offline, and then we are blended. This is blended learning environment. Even we are in the physical classroom, we are still apply this technology. So by using film, this is by using film. Yeah. Yeah, because they are the Gen Z, they are familiar by using smartphone. So I use smartphone in the classroom. So they are active, they are doing collaboration, they are engaged. This is when they are in the group discussion, doing some of the collaboration. Actually, in this collaboration will be help the student to increase their critical thinking or problem solving skill. So not only in the classroom, but sometimes the student, they want, because the student want. This is not the teacher want, but the student want. They wanna, they are in the outdoor. So we are in the outdoor, but we are still doing namely a blended learning environment. We are still blending here cooperative learning, and then we are blending the technology in outdoor. Yeah. So yeah, this is Sam about our classroom in the virtual, use Zoom or Class Dojo or some of the platform here. So the question, what about if the student, they don't have internet connection, they don't have a smartphone, what should we do? So this is one of the example, the game. This is actually gamification, based on the gamification concept, the game, but this is still traditional game without technology, without internet connection. So when I training my student, discussion with the student, yeah, we are doing collaboration, we are together. So this is another choice for the blank spot area. We use sarong, but I don't know in India what is the name this tool, this media. In Indonesia, namely sarong. This is my friend's research. They are use this sarong for teaching mathematics. Yeah, implementation again. Yeah, Even they have the smartphone but don't have internet connection. This is for the don't have internet connection. So the conclusion, as the educational sector list become more competitive, digital transformation is now becoming a necessary means of survival as the new digital world require educators to be adopt digital technology, methodology, and the mindset. So technology will not replace the teacher, but the teacher who use technology will probably replace those who don't use the technology. And then we use the technology to make our learning and teaching process to be more practice, effective, and efficient, to be more interesting, interactive, and easy, or having fun and enjoyable. So thank you for having me and listening to me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Do we have any questions?
If I may
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, please.
Hello, Dr. Nina. I'm Professor Tanu Tandon. I'm Dean and Professor of Faculty of Education. So we both are teacher educators here.
Yes.
Congratulate you. You really talked about cybergogy. And it's not a question, but just an observation and thing that my work is on constructivism. So the 7C of constructivism and the ZPD, the zone of proximal development. So, and the kind of model you have made, it's very similar to the TPAC model, which we have been using earlier. It is in the lines of the TPAC model, which we have been using.
Yeah.
But in this, when we talk about the TPAC model, but when in this model, which you have talked about, how do we think that, because in 7Cs, when you talked about the Assure one, that is also very similar to the 7Cs of constructivism, which we talk about, evaluation and then elaboration and all that. But the zone of proximal development kind of thing, which we talked about in Vygotsky's social constructivism, how do you figure that in your model?
Yeah. The first thing we must do before we are prepare everything, come back again with the research and development methodology. The first thing we must designing and creating based on the student condition, the student want, the student need, the student lack. What is actually the lower competence of the student that we should increase their competence? Yeah, we must combine all of this. I think sometimes we are entering our new semester, we don't ask them, we don't identify what is the student learning style, what is the student want. For example, in my classroom, before I am teaching, in 1 week, I identify my student. What is you want? Hi, buddy, we have subject right now about English. So when they are here about English, oh no, yeah, you know, in Indonesia, English, this is like a monster. They don't like, they don't like because English, English, this is different with India. English in Indonesia, this is still foreign language. In daily activities, they use their mother language. And then in the classroom, in the formal activities like school or university, they will be used Indonesia language. So English, oh my God, they will be, oh no, English we don't like. So before I designing my syllabus, my lesson plan, I discuss with them. Hey, our subject today about English. What do you want? I ask them, ma'am, what about a film? What about we use game? So what about we use a picture? What about we use blah 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 blah? They choice, they voice. So we do voting. We vote them. How many percent they like by using film, by using song, and many more. And then I designing based on this condition. Maybe for example, the first week we use film. The next week we use song. The next week we use artificial intelligence. The next week we use game. So day by day, every meeting, they have new experience in learning. So I hope based on this condition, they will be interesting. They like this subject. So this is our challenge today, how we must manage our activities, our classroom, or the basic concept TPEC. Actually, this is the TPEC. How we are a technology, pedagogical, content knowledge, we can collaborate everything. Yeah, everything in our classroom. Maybe for this week, we use a project-based learning, and for the next, maybe we use cooperative learning. For example, cooperative learning. They are doing collaboration in group. They discuss in group, and then they use the next week, maybe, for example, in my student last week, I use a MindMeister application. This is for mind mapping. They will be mapping about, mind mapping. They will be mapping the concept of the present continuous tense. For example, they will be explained, they upload into the YouTube, and then they share the link of the YouTube. The student explain, the student active, the student discussion. We just give them the instruction. You must do this. The first one, you must watching the material. The material, this is a YouTube content based.
Yes, I got it. Yeah, that's what we do, and we also use a lot of peer learning. And for the English one, we try to use the integrated approach to content integrated learning approach, which we always use. That is also very good. That is also very good.
Yeah,
thank you.
It will be very interesting. So they are not only watching, but they will be discussed. After discussed, they will be analyzed. So not only sometimes we just only ask them watching and answer the question. No.
The different
Watching,
That is how we use the Bloom's taxonomy one, and we'll reach to the higher level. Yes, certainly.
Watching, analyze. After analyze, they identify, analyze. After that, they will be demonstrate. They will be record themselves and upload it to YouTube. Their opinion, their concept. So from YouTube, come back to YouTube, and the project will be in YouTube. No, write the answer the question into the paper anymore. They must practice. They must explanation, doing the explanation. They must explain and demonstrate their concept. That should we do to support the higher order thinking skill. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanu ma'am. Ma'am, I also have a question from you.
Yes.
May I?
Yeah, my pleasure.
So ma'am, as you have discussed about the books also, right, in your presentation. So if I want to ask my students to read books, as I have a habit of reading books physically. So should I promote my students to read books from physical books, or as you have so much talked about cybergogy, so I think e-books are also important nowadays. So what should be the more focus, like for reading books, like it should be on internet or through physical?
The interesting right now for books, for example, for ebook we have Google Playbook. So for comic we have a web comic. For novel we have Novel Tune. So many applications that support to reading. Because you know the Gen Z, they are everything by the smartphone. But come back again, what is your student voice? Your student choice. Right now we wanna you read the book. You wanna book this book, the textbook or digital book. It depends on your student.
Okay.
For me in my class, they lazy to read the textbook. They are very enjoy by using their mobile. But come back again with your student one. What is actually they want? This is not about the educator one. This is not about Dr. Pooja one, Professor Tanu one. Professor Rafi want. I want you read this. No, give them choice and voice. Make them vote. For example, in my classroom, before I'm entering for next week, yeah, I have Monday, my classroom. So in Sunday, I ask them on the WhatsApp, tomorrow you are wanna online or offline? They wanna the vote. Offline, the winner, so we come back to university. So maybe another class, the online is the winner, so we are teaching by using Zoom. This is namely independent learning. Freedom children, the student want, not the teacher want.
Cybergogy to pedagogy. Cybergogy to pedagogy. The self-determined learning which you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, cybergogy, this is the family of pedagogy, pedagogy, andragogy, and then
moving to heterogogy.
Yeah, the cybergogy cover all of the pedagogy family. This is all of the cybergogy cover all of them because they have andragogy, they have pedagogy in the cybergogy. If you want to implementation cybergogy, you must doing a blending cooperative. Yeah, they must cooperative or pedagogy. Yeah, we apply pedagogy in the cybergogy. Andragogy, of course, we are student-centered learning approach.
Obviously.
Pedagogy and use technology, we are blending everything in this one concept, namely cybergogy. So it covers all of the pedagogy family. So let's implementation. Let's do it in your classroom by using a cybergogy. But come back again with your student condition. If your student familiar by using WhatsApp, we can use WhatsApp. But in another condition, maybe you must training them by using another tools, like by using artificial intelligence. 2 weeks ago, I used artificial intelligence in my classroom. For the next week, we must entering the lab. We must implementation virtual reality in the classroom because the student want. Man, we don't know what is virtual reality. How is virtual reality? So, oh wait, next week we will doing by using virtual reality. But when you are connecting this technology, come back again with your teaching material. Not only use virtual reality, artificial intelligence for having fun, no. But you have the content related to this tool. For artificial intelligence, for example, that I showed to you, they are doing conversation with their artificial intelligence friend. They are asking their artificial intelligence, they are doing conversation. For virtual reality, maybe this is for the next week because I just planning to next week to doing to implementation this virtual reality. In this virtual reality, they will be designing their conversation. Yeah, they create the new conversation based on the virtual reality because my students, they are very low in speaking. Come back again, everything you must start what is your student condition, your student want, what is they need. Maybe my student, they are very interesting by using artificial intelligence, but maybe in your student, maybe it will be different. Not doing the same with me because they are, the student, they are unique. They are have different style. They are have the multitasking, multi-skill, multiple intelligence. So yeah, as educator, this is our challenge, how to collaborate and manage into one of the concept. And I think cybergogy cover all of these concepts. Thank you.
Brilliant, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have changed the concept of teaching actually. So now it's, complete freedom for the students. That And we need to learn this approach that now you have freedom to learn through, internet. So wonderful. I'm going to apply the same as you have taught wonderful ways of teaching, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
So,
Welcome.
okay, so, sir,
Thank you for having me.
yes. So,
Excellent session, ma'am. Wonderful.
Thank you, Prof.
so once again, thank you, ma'am. It was such an captivating and productive learning session about injected cybergogy into the Zen Z class. On behalf of IIMM and Nirwan University, I would like to take this opportunity to conclude this session with a vote of thanks. I like to express my deep gratitude to Pro-President NUJ and Chairman IIMM Dr. Ravi Goyal sir, and all the dignitaries and most valued invited guest, keynote speaker Dr. Muthmainnah ma'am. It was such an engrossing and in-depth learning session. Once again, thank you, ma'am, for the gracing with your expertise-based knowledge. My sincere thanks to Nirwan management team who made this webinar a resounding success through their cooperation, but not least, thanks to all who attended our live session on Facebook, YouTube. Be tuned with Nirwan University. Stay tuned for such more captivating learning sessions with Nirwan University, Jaipur. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me and invite me. I hope for the next future we have many collaboration, not only about in this webinar, maybe visa.
Yes, we would love to host you in India.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Definitely,
So thank
definitely.
Yeah.
Especially in the
Okay.
education world, the field the way we are doing it, and we are like I am working a lot on constructivism, so we can always do that on constructivism education, analogy in constructivism and science teaching, and also content integrated English teaching, which is a very good thing. And having said that, we return to the books, because this is something we want our students to go back to. If they just we cannot leave the books. We have to bring them in. Even if they don't want, we have to bring them. So content integrated approach is the key, wherein we can bring the vocabulary and the because when related with the content, English, it becomes very, very easy to understand. Because the problem the student face is because they think in their local language and they speak in English. This is the reason why people fumble when they speak. When they start thinking in English, they start speaking in English, which is fluent. So I think we go back to the books and the integrated approach. We'll talk about it. Maybe we have a lot in common, so we can always talk about it. So thanks to Professor Goyal, I found someone that we can relate to.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Okay, bye.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum.